You know what? Death on the Nile was pretty damn good. I wasn't expecting that at all. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I thought this was going to be like Red Notice in Egypt. I thought it was going to be like off the chain comedy and just really nonsense. But nonetheless, it was pretty damn good. And I can't wait to jump into my review. So we're going to start that, folks, right now. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the film Death on the Nile, which is coming to theaters February 11th. Now, there will be some mild spoilers here, but nonetheless, the thing you really need to take from this review is that it was pretty damn good. It was. I don't know why the trailer and everything looked like, oh, that looks fun. You know, that could be funny and whatnot. But no, it was actually pretty damn good. You know, Gal Gadot is your lead here with a very lengthy cast, but I gotta just jump into the cast right now. And while she's there, there's two others that really stood out to me. One being Letitia Wright, you know, from all of the Marvel movies, Black Panther and whatnot. Good to see her back. It's been a while since I've seen her in something. And then Kenneth Branagh, who, I'm sorry, without him, I don't think this film works. He's fantastic, and any scene that he's in, he's must watch, period. And that's crazy to think when you have Gal in the movie, who usually steals everything she's in. Now Kenneth is, he's amazing in this, easily the best performance here. But in this film, in case you don't know, you have a couple that is going on at their honeymoon. They're going to hit the Nile. They're going to hit some ancient spots in Egypt. And while everything is all happy dandy, well, there is a murder that occurs, and now it's the mystery to figuring out who it is. So, folks, let me just put this in layman's terms for you. This is literally Clue on a boat in Egypt on the Nile. That's what this is, because you do have folks from different backgrounds, folks with different connections. There's a lot of intertwining love relationships and triangles and all that kind of going on in here. But nonetheless, as this first part of this film really builds you to understand who each of these characters are, which you have to pay attention to details, because a lot of who these characters are also kind of plays into why you may suspect who did the murder here. So it's nothing but a murder mystery. It's nothing but Clue on a boat, seriously. So if you love a good murder mystery, you will absolutely enjoy this. And me, I do. So I had no clue that's what I was getting myself into. So the more and more you watch it, you just have your detective hat on, trying to figure out, okay, who did it? You're looking for clues. You're trying to figure out who may be lying, who is suspicious, and all that sorts of stuff until you rule out ultimately who it is. Now, going back a little bit into the joke I was making about comedy, there was a lot of humor in this. It just happened to come within a dialogue, which I have to say, this script is fantastic. It worked for every character, the plot, everything. This was well written. Who one of the writers is Michael Green, and then Agatha Christie. You know, based on what this is from, based on the novel by her. So, you know, good source material, I would assume. I have not read the novel, but nonetheless, the writing in this is fantastic. You know, it really makes these characters pop, and the murder mystery aspect really works. And then considering the fact that you got all these little different love dynamics going on here, you know, sometimes that could be a little bit like overkill, but I also thought they all worked too. But there was a lot of folks that was like, oh, they're dating, and all that sorts of different stuff. The cinematography now this was the thing that caught my eye with the trailer. This is shot beautifully. The visuals are fantastic, and while the CGI and the green screens are very noticeable, this is still a beautifully shot film. I love the cinematography in this, a lot of the different techniques that they used. And even the stock footage that's put into the film, I thought it worked and really complemented things. I mean, you can notice all these things, but I still thought it all came together very good, and especially, you know, one's imagination of what Egypt looks like, and being on a Nile, I've never been, but like, it only stimulates your imagination even more, saying like, that's exactly how I think it looks. It's beautiful. I want to go there, you know. So it was done good. Now, going a little bit more into spoilers here. Now, if you are a consumer of murder mystery like myself, then you like to watch stuff like Deadly Women. And on the next episode of Deadly Women brings you Death on the Nile. So just know that's what's kind of going on here. Things are kind of crazy, and you have all the right to be suspicious about whatever character you want. I strongly suggest that you stick to your guns. That's all I have to say. And the ending is very laughable. The whole little posture of the ending, you know, there's sort of this whole like, oh man, this, I don't know, this kind of, I don't even want to give it to you. I'm not gonna give it to you, but this little posture, this little setting, this little mode of how the ending works, at the conclusion and the solving of this mystery was super laughable. I couldn't even hold a straight face because it looked so cheesy, but you'll see what I'm talking about when you do. But when you do see this mode of things, or someone, shall I say, it is super cheesy and it's just completely laughable. I will say this though, because there may be one question that everybody's wondering, well, who actually did it? Because they actually don't tell you. I'm going to tell you my prediction. You should remember who has the biggest caliber gun. Because from my knowledge of how guns work, you need a bigger caliber to execute what happens in the last few scenes. And it's very, and when you go back to Kenneth's character, who is basically the detective of this, his attention to detail is out of this world. So he lays out everything. So things he said, things he paid attention to, and then things that is also brought to your attention should automatically process of elimination as to who was responsible, not only for the murder, but also for discovering who the murderer is and taking matters into their own hands. So as I said, just remember who has the biggest caliber gun, because I think that's the biggest indication about who did what. And I'm telling you, there's a little bit of curveball into what I'm saying, because I'm not giving it away. But just remember that, because it will help you towards the end. At least that's where my piece is at with this. That's what makes me feel like I know who was responsible for the very end of this film events. Because at the end, once they all leave and depart the boat, there's conversations happening, and it's a matter of the viewers to determine who was responsible for the prior events. And that's where I start to think like, oh, I see. So, you know, just give me a little bit of hints and clues that you want to take into upon watching this film. But overall, it's a solid murder mystery. I think a lot of people's going to like this. This is a good popcorn film. The star power, the performances, there's amazing dialogue. As I said, things you will absolutely laugh about. You know, Kenneth's character, his banter, charisma, mannerisms, all of it just worked to a T. Oh, and I have to say, the beginning part of this film is shot in noir, which gives you a little bit of background onto Kenneth's character. It is beautiful. It is stunning. It is bold. I really appreciate it, and I think you will too. But check this out, folks. Let me know in the comments when you do. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.